What it do, what it do, what it do. It was John D. Rockefeller who once said that I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. A recent study states that 68% of US adults said that they wish they got to use their creativity more in life, meaning only about a third feel like they currently got the opportunity to be creative. We've lost our ability to be creative, and the way to be creative is by understanding that you were made in the image of God, and God is creative. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1 verses 1. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." You need time to think, but most people don't have it. Let's talk about a real day, alright? A normal one. The average adult sleeps around to about 6 to 7 hours, right? And that's already gone. You wake up to an alarm, not purpose. You check your phone before you check your mind. Maybe you say a quick prayer, and maybe you rush past it because you're already late for work. Getting ready, commuting, and working takes about 11 to 12 hours of your day. 8 at work, 1 to 2 getting ready, and 1 to 2 driving, sitting in traffic, or waiting. Now you're at about 18 to 19 hours that has already been used up. You get home mentally drained, not lazy, but drained. Your nervous system starts to kick in, and now your brain tries to look for relief. You eat, you scroll, you watch something, anything, just to shut your thoughts off. Now here's the part that nobody tells you. The same energy it takes to watch a movie is the same energy it takes to read a book. The only difference is that it's not effort, it's programming. Most people spend 2 to 4 hours a day on social media, TV, or just entertainment. That's not an opinion, that's data. Now add real life to it. Your kids need your attention, relationships need your energy, bills are piling up. Your own personal problems need space, but there's no space left. So by the time the night comes, you're already tired from doing nothing. You're tired from being used up. You tell yourself that, hey, you know what, I'll work on my goals later this weekend, or I'll think about my life later on, or I'll change what things slow me down right now. But here's the math no one wants to do. If every day looks like this, that's about 365 days of repetition. Same alarm, same routine, same job, same scrolling, same conversations, same stress. And one day you will look back and realize that your life looks almost identical to last year. Not because you didn't want more, but because you never had the time to think. Thinking requires silence. Thinking requires margin. Thinking requires discomfort. And the time, and the systems, and the habits removes all three. You've been trained to consume, not to contemplate. You've been trained to be entertained, but not educated. You've been trained to be distracted, but not directed. So now you wonder, why am I stuck? Why do I feel unfulfilled? Why does my life feel busy, but empty? It's not that you lack motivation, it's because you've been living on autopilot. And when you don't control your time controls you. Now add this to the schedule. Life doesn't run on your calendar. Just when you think you've adjusted to the routine, the unexpected shows up. A family emergency, a loved one gets sick or passes away, a bill comes out of nowhere, your car breaks down, hours get cut at work, something that you didn't plan for demands your time, money, and emotional energy. And here's the problem. You didn't have time before the unexpected happened. So now you're borrowing time from sleep, from your health, from your peace, from your future. Right now, the way most people use their time is silently handicapping them financially. Not because they're irresponsible, but because the system is designed to keep you busy, tired, and reactive. You wake up, you work, you handle problems, you get exhausted, you go to sleep. There's no bandwidth left to think strategically. And without thinking, you don't plan, you react. You pay bills as they come instead of forecasting them. You focus on what's due now, not what's coming next. You work for income but never design systems for cash flow. But the moment you slow down and start thinking differently, everything changes. You sit down and say, how much am I spending every month? Here are my fixed expenses. Here's my variable spending. Here's what I need to pay in the next 6 to 12 months. That's not budgeting, that's positioning. That's when you start seeing moves. If I acquire this asset and rent it out, it can cash flow me $500 a month. That's $500 that covers this bill. This frees up my income. That gives me breathing room. Or you realize, oh, look, I can start this business. I can leverage this network, or I can turn what I already know into income. None of that happens when you are exhausted. None of that happens on autopilot. It happens when you sit down and think. Wealth doesn't start with money. It starts with thinking. That's why imagination is the highest form of skill set. The system isn't broken. It's efficient at keeping you too busy to design an exit strategy. And once you reclaim time to think, you stop chasing money and you start structuring it. That's when time becomes leverage and leverage becomes freedom. So I challenge you to take control of your time this week. I challenge you to audit where every hour is going. I challenge you to cut what's stealing your time without giving anything back. I challenge you to create time to think. I challenge you to put the phone down, to put the noise down, to put the distractions down. I challenge you to protect that time like it's money. I challenge you to stop giving your time away by default. I challenge you to start using your time on purpose, because whoever controls your time controls your life. The other day someone told me, you're effing yourself over because you're becoming someone you're not too early. So I asked them a simple question, and I said, let me ask you this. Do you know exactly when you are going to die? Do you know the date? Do you know the location? Do you know the time? And then silence crept in. Because the truth is, none of us know. Tomorrow isn't promised. Next year isn't guaranteed. So why wait? Why wait to go all in on who you're called to become? Why delay the growth? Why delay the discipline? Why delay the purpose? Ask any successful entrepreneur what their biggest regret is, and they will all say the same thing. I wish I started earlier. Not invested earlier, not worked harder later, started earlier. So if the cost of going all in now is being misunderstood, that's fine, I'll pay that price. Because I'd rather be early than late with regret. You can go to sleep and not wake up. You can die in your sleep without warning. You can get into a tragic accident. Just the other day, my auntie got in a car accident that almost killed her life. You can have a sudden medical emergency, a heart issue, a stroke, something you never predicted that was going to come upon you. You can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. A random incident can happen. You can leave the house expecting to come back and never do. None of this comes with a countdown. None of it sends a warning first. That's why waiting is dangerous, and that's why time matters. Because life doesn't ask when you're ready or not, it just ends. As you're on your way to work this Monday, or whenever you hear this, I ask you one simple question. One day you will stand in front of Jesus. And in that moment, nothing else will matter. Not your excuses, not the plans you meant to make, not the dreams you said you'd chase tomorrow. You will only be asked one thing. What did you do with the time you were given? Not what you could have done, not what you promised yourself you would do later on down the road in your life, not what was left on the list of someday, just what you actually lived. Every wasted hour, every opportunity you let slip because you were too comfortable, too afraid, too distracted, those moments will speak louder than any intention. Every choice to settle instead of pursue, every time you said, I'll start tomorrow, every moment you let fear or doubt hold you back, it all counts. And in that moment, there will be no rewinds, no let me try again, just the truth. What did you do with your time? Remember, blessed is he who doesn't just hear the word, but does it. Take what you learned today, apply this week. I'll see you next Monday for another Mindset Monday. It's your boy, Coach Richie. I'm out. Mindset Monday!